Friends, good morning and welcome to my lecture on academic administration and governance. Friends, myself SP Agrawal, principal of this college, my director of the program Dr. Lata asked me to speak on this topic, though I felt that so many other people can do better justice than myself, but my team was keen that I should deliver this talk. Once again, friends, greetings from Ramanujan College. Actually, let me tell you that this college basically is a newly created institution and has been created in my tenure, because I took over as principal of the college in 2008. Now, let us start with academic administration. What is academic administration? Well, friends, you know, academic administration is basically managing the colleges, managing the universities, managing autonomous institution, managing IITs, managing any other educational institution. Now, how it is different from any other administration? Friends, let me very clearly tell you that there is a lot of difference between administrative administration and academic administration. There is a hierarchy and people obey orders, just like in police, in services, in any other autonomous bodies besides the educational bodies. But in education, the academic administration is managing the faculty mainly. So everybody is equal. The only thing is that the administrator is first among equals. Now, accordingly, we have to deal with the administration of the institutions. Friends, in our country, basically there are different categories of institutions like central universities, state universities, deemed universities, autonomous institution of Government of India, private universities. And in autonomous, there can be IITs, IIMs, IISCs and many more. Similarly, in colleges, there are category of autonomous colleges, constituent colleges, affiliated colleges, then in states, government colleges. Then there are UGC funded, sometimes 100% funded, sometimes 95% funded. These are the various categories of colleges. And then in some states, there are some societies which are managing the colleges. Now, in societies also there is a participation of the government, that faculty is provided by the government. Purely private institutions are also there, where there is no support of the government. So, friends, managing diverse educational institution is a special technique which probably we would like to touch upon with few examples. Now, what I am going to speak here today is basically college administration, but briefly I would say about the university and then we will come to the college administration. Well, all of you know that most of the central universities has come up through a act of parliament, and that act is regulating those universities, and then they have statutes, ordinances, regulations and day-to-day resolutions. Now, as a faculty, when you are newly recruited, it is your duty that everyone must know about the act, about the statutes, about the ordinances, about the regulations and the place where they are available. Like in Delhi University, we have a red book and everybody refers to that. Similarly, you can download, everything is on website, and go through it and maybe make a point that what are important to you. Now, as regards authorities to manage these universities, all of you know that there is a visitor which is always a president of India of a central university. Then there is a chief rector, then there is a chancellor, vice president is sometimes prime minister is the chancellor, pro chancellor. Basically, vice chancellor is the academic head of any university. Then in a central university there is a court, highest decision making body, then executive council, the academic council, the finance committee, the faculties and the departments. But if it is a state university, there may be little variation, like instead of executive council there can be a senate, or accordingly it depends upon state to state, which you people can definitely refer to. Now, let me tell you here very important thing, that once you are selected and you have joined any organization as a faculty member, you must know all the regulations of your university or college. You must read. Nobody will teach you. You cannot say that my job is just to teach and administration knows what needs to be done. No, you have to fight for your rights. So how you will fight for your rights? Unless until you know the statutes, unless until you know the regulations, unless until you know your service agreement, your appointment letter, your benefits, medical benefits, salaries, allowances, your LTC, your children education allowance, you must know. Here I would like to give you an example. When I joined as a young faculty in this college, which was that time known as Deshbandhu Evening College, I was knowing each and everything. I used to read these books also, because we are governed by central act and also by central government rules, central government employee rules. So I used to read Swami's book. And then whenever any teacher used to face problem, they used to say, refer to Mr. Agrawal. So that is what I want. You should create yourself a niche that yes, you know the rules and regulations of your organization. Friends, in a university setup, like I said, vice chancellor is the king, then we have pro vice chancellor, his team, maybe a director, dean colleges, I am talking about Delhi University, but other universities can have little different. Then registrar is a must everywhere in central university, state university, autonomous institution, IITs, IIMs, everywhere, which is a key administrative position. Then finance officer, also again key, treasurer, deans of faculties, librarian is key to the library, sports director is key to the sports, and then head of the departments. So friends, why I am telling you this, that you must know the hierarchy, the status and role of each and every individual and the office. See, if you know everything, I am telling you, you will be a better teacher, better administrator and better negotiator. I told you in the beginning that academic administration is a different cup of tea, and it is not everybody's cup of tea. Very few people are good academicians, good researcher and good administrator. But let me tell you, even if you are not good teacher, not good researcher, if you are a good administrator, you are the best, because you can get the things done from these people, because you have lot of resources at your disposal. I myself is not a very good researcher, but I feel I am a good administrator. Now, let us come back to the college administration. First, I will give you an example of my college and then we elaborate. Friends, I became the principal of the college in 2008. The college used to be known as Deshbandhu Evening. Hardly any teaching in the college, hardly any administration, no cleaning, no water, no toilets, I mean clean toilets. Infrastructure what at a very low level. Of course, students were there, teachers were there, non-teaching staff was there, but nobody was performing its duty. two reasons for that. Number one, no administration. Number two, no motivation to work. Now, when I joined as principal of the college, because I was also a teacher in this college, I knew the basic principles, basic faults in the system. Now, you can ask me, what should I do? Or I ask myself, what should I do? Where should I start? Let me tell you what I did. Friends, first of all, we had a meeting with our stakeholders, that is teachers, non-teaching employees and students. I discussed with them that, friends, now one of you is the head of this institution. First thing is you have to cooperate. Second, we have to reform this institution. And reform means proper teaching, proper research, proper examination and every other thing. But there is a catch here. Of course, I can say, and they listened, some of them laughed. What as an administrator I have to do? Friends, the first thing I did, that I used to come to the college 1 hour before the start of the institution. That is, because at that time evening college used to start at 3, I used to come at 2 or maybe sometimes at 1, to ensure that college opens at the right time. Now, that was also a challenge, because nobody used to come before 4 o'clock. The first major thing I did was that let us improve the infrastructure, let us keep the infrastructure clean, and whatever it is, maintain it to the top level. And that is how I started, giving proper environment to the stakeholders to stay in the college. It took me about a year to reform everything, to make the toilets clean, to improve the infrastructure, to provide water to our employees, and to make sure that non-teaching employee comes on time and open the system, be responsible. All these things started. Now, why I am saying so? You may not be interested in all this. I am giving you an example. Now, I see another one thing was that I started fighting with the people from day one. Started that you are not doing this, you are not, no, nothing doing. Only thing is making the things workable, asking the teachers to please go to the class, take a round of the college every hour to ensure that teachers are there. Most of the time, some of them are missing, most of them used to come in time. I never used to tell anything to them, only observation, only observation. And once somebody defaults 2-3 times, just ask him friendly, what is the problem? Is there any problem at your home, or something which I can help you out? That was enough. Because in academic administration, issuing memos, issuing letters may not help. Yes, that also needs to be done, but after observation and after exhausting all possibilities. So, this is an example of my institution, and I will continue to talk to you about this, but first let me again go to the college administration. Now, in a college administration, head of the institution is the principal. All of you know what are his roles. Well, first thing is the academic duties, administrative duties, finance and accounting duties, raising of resources, and then infrastructure development also, because in Delhi University setup, it is with the principal. It may not be with the state colleges or society colleges, or there are several colleges where infrastructure is taken care of by the governing body and other people. But in Delhi University setup, everything is done by the principal, of course with the approval of the governing body and the university. Now, in academic duties, what are the various functions? Organize teaching, learning, very important. Research, innovation, seminars, conferences, talks of dignitaries, maybe from abroad, maybe from specialized areas, maybe from scientists, maybe from artists, maybe from anyone. Activities of the various societies, cultural activities, sports. Then internal assessment, examination, and sometimes evaluation at your own centers. So, these are the academic duties of any academic head. Now, they should be perfect. Some of you can say that it is a routine job. Yes, it is a routine, but still there are different ways. Sometimes we just take them and do haphazardly. Other time we do it systematically. Then student, talking to them is also the job of the academic head, whether they are being trained properly, their classes are going properly, the learning outcome is proper, various other problems of the students. Unless until a academic head get into the every stakeholders, it is not possible for him or her to manage. This is the key. And as a head of the institution, I started with each and every area systematically. We can take some few more examples later on, but that is how these things need to be taken care of. Then in administration, now in administration, both teaching and non-teaching staff has to be managed. See, the basic problem here comes that in a Delhi University setup, which is a Central University Act, and where teachers' organizations are very strong, managing faculty is a tedious task. Similarly, non-teaching staff, they also have their own unions, but I am not against any union or teachers' body. They are also welfare organizations. So, it is the duty of the academic head to have a dialogue with each and every stakeholders. That is what I did, and that is how you get the confidence of the people. See, academic head only means, I am telling you, managing the people in the right way and managing all kind of people, left, right, center, does not matter to an academic head. Don't bring your own things, political affiliations into the administration. That is my humble submission. Now, if you do that, if you are with people, if you are solving their problems, day-to-day problems, every problem you cannot solve, their issues regarding promotions, jobs, increments, higher qualifications, if they are being taken care of, let me tell you that they are always with you, even if their organization says something else. And that is how we created the confidence in this institution. Then area of finance, very important, key area, because if finance is not managed properly, everything is gone. Budgeting, getting funds from UGC, government, private agencies, any other agency, DST, is the job of the academic leader. Of course, he is not preparing everything, he is involving the faculty to do it, but he needs to be vigilant. Then in the finance, salaries, medical, LTC, education allowances, they should be paid in time. That is the job of the academic head. What are the rules to be followed? Depending upon the state, depending upon the center, depending upon the private institutions. So, I am not getting into that too much. Then another important aspect, raising resources for research projects, seminars, conferences, any other activity. Friends, let me tell you here, I would like to spell out that a college which was an evening college and now the name changed as Ramanujan College is a full-fledged day institution with 3,000 students and 120 faculty members, is the maximum consultancy provider in the country among colleges. So, now you can think of, and most of you will say how a college can provide consultancy. I'll give you an example here. In the last 3 months, through various programs, as you are attending one, we have trained 30,000 teachers to do online teaching and MOOCs. Now, don't you think that this is an achievement of our faculty and the staff? Now, everything requires vision. We prepared for this in last 1 year. We started it as classroom teaching. Classroom teaching means training our own teachers, training some teachers from outside under Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Teaching, that they should be trained how to take Google Classroom, how to do online teaching, how to develop MOOCs, how to do various online teaching things. And once lockdown started, immediately we collected our faculty and make sure that everybody is trained properly to do online teaching. And our objective is to reach 200,000 teachers, faculties all over the India in next 6 months. Now, another important aspect in a college administration, all of you know that there is always a governing body. In Delhi University, this is the concept. Other places, it may be society or any other constitution can be there, where all decisions placed by the college or the principal are being approved. Then in a college, principal is the academic head, I have already told you. Then there can be vice principal, bursar, like in our colleges. Bursar is very important position for looking after the finance and accounts. Then staff council, very powerful body, statutory body, and committees of the staff council to manage all the affairs. Then there are committees prepared by IQAC. IQAC is a very important committee, of course, that has a specific constitution, but then they constitute smaller committees in order to get the work done. Then sometimes principal and the governing body constitute committees to do specific jobs. Now, you being a faculty, and some of you are young, some of you must have joined recently, some of you may be joining recently. Friends, once again, it is your duty, besides your academic teaching, research, you must involve with various committees and with administration. Because this country has a dearth of administrators, that is why our education is suffering. Let me tell you, most of the universities do not have proper academic head in order to lead them from front. Most of the colleges are also suffering with that. And that is why I am saying that administration and governance is a different cup of tea. It is not anybody can be a principal or a vice chancellor is a wrong misnomer. A person can be a best researcher, best innovator, but he may not be proved to be a good administrator. So, we need administrators in this country in order to lead from the front, so that these institutions can come up to the level of international standards, and why we are missing in the position in the world of our educational institutions, because one reason is because of the administration. Because administrator, in spite of all constraints, can do wonders, which I think we have proved here in this institution, and we are proud of this, that we have done something for the society, for our students, and for everyone in this institution. Another important aspect an academic administrator has to see is the rankings, because today we have NAC. See, this college is the second college in Delhi University to be ranked. First college got B grade, and this is the, we are fortunate that in spite of every drawback, we got A in 2016, and now second cycle is due. Then NIRF rankings, in the very first attempt we got 33, then 26, and then we could our rankings go down, and this year it is 60th. Simple reason, because NIRF ranking has a different way of doing it. Sometimes you do not understand, because we are a new college, we do not have any perception. Then this is not a science college where publications are not there in Scopus or other journals. Of course, now our faculty has improved and pulled its socks, and you will see in times to come that our rankings will go further up. India Today ranking, we are 33 in the country. Now, here again I would like to take up few more examples, such as an academic administrator, you always have to encourage the faculty to do something new, innovate. Like I encouraged my faculty to write in the best papers, we will give incentives to that, and we have a scheme of incentive. We have a scheme of funding foreign tours, funding best research. We also have, like, let me give you, a faculty came to me that I want to file a patent from the computer science. I said, go ahead, what kind of help you need? He said, sir, there is some money involved. Okay, fine, the institution will take care. So he has filed a patent on blockchain technology. Now, it may not be approved, it does not matter, but somebody tried. So that is the job of an administrator. So what I am trying to say here is that as an academic administrator, you must encourage each and every faculty to think, innovate, and do something extra, and empower them independently. Most of the time what administrator does, that okay, you all work together. Yes, teamwork is a very good work, but some people are not team people, and they would work independently much better. So I made sure and studied each and every faculty what kind of person or worker he is, and accordingly fixed their responsibilities. And I am telling you, now we have 10 centers of excellence headed by faculties, 40 societies, clubs, and various other activities which are managed by teachers. So friends, another important aspect. See, in an academic administration, admission is a very important area. See, when I joined as a principal in this college, admissions were happening, but lot of problems, lot of fake admissions, sometimes even money exchange. Now you can think of how to reform, make it systematic, talk to the stakeholders, and ensure transparency, and that is what was being done. So once that is done, now it has become online, so things have become much better. What I am trying to say is that administrator's job is not one, and as I told you that it is different from journal administration, because you have equal number of people who are as good as you are. There is no hierarchy as such. You cannot order, you can write their ACRs or something like that. So, that power has not been given. Similarly, see, as an academic administrator, there can be various problems faced by various institutions. Now, I can say that India's educational system needs complete revamp or reform, because most of the time we are degree distributing institutions rather than quality, because employment is the key. We have to connect education with employment, and that is the job of the academic administration. I'll give you an example here. See, as an administrator, I need to ensure what is in demand. That may not be in the syllabus of various courses, but students need to be trained. Just like I can tell you Industry 4.0, where artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, augmented reality, big data analysis, business analytics, machine learning, data analysis, these are the areas in which students need to be trained so that they can be employed, and it can be done easily. It is not difficult. We organized various programs for students. So, why I am saying so? Reskilling is also very important, because your syllabuses are not providing them enough skill to be employed, and that is excellence in higher education. Now, another important aspect of an academic administrator, that to provide employment to your graduates. So, you should have a very good placement cell. Now, in a government setup, you know that you do not have those kind of positions, but in this institution, we did it very well, and our teachers and then some part-time placement executives are doing wonderful job in the last few years. Friends, in the last, let me tell you, again and again I am telling you, all young faculty must involve themselves in administration. Even if your principal, vice chancellor is not involving, request them that you are good in this job, please let me do this. They will definitely involve you. Similarly, in academic institutions, you face various kind of problems, just like some of you must be facing problem during union elections, various groups. Then students sometimes threaten you that we need this, we need that. They lock the buildings. You have to tackle those problems. I have tackled all these problems, and today our students are the most satisfied lot in Delhi University. And let me tell you, this institution has very harmonious relations with faculty, non-teaching, students and parents. Absolutely no problem. So, you can think of that with minimum conflicts, maximum output or learning outcome. That is the job of the administrator. So, once again friends, thank you very much for listening to me carefully. We will continue one more lecture on this. Thank you very much.